Hey, I am live. So I get this question a lot, and I know I put it on the all whatever website I'm on. I know it's up there someplace, but I'm just going to say it here right now, in case if anybody wants to know where are my classes. First of all, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cecil Washington. I teach martial arts part time at two rec centers in Prince George's County, Maryland, in the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. That's not the only teaching that I do. It probably won't be the only teaching I do in the future, but that's what I do mostly at the time of this video. Every once in a while, I'll go to a seminar, and sometimes I may even help at a seminar. And this coming week, I will actually be one of the presenters at a seminar, but I'm not the headliner there. My classes are, like I said, at two rec centers. Tuesday nights, William Beans, I'm sorry, duh. Tuesday nights, Upper Marlboro Community Center in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, off of Racetrack Road near the Equestrian Center from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. You can no longer just come by and drop in and participate in the class. They've stopped that. You can come watch, but you're not going to be able to get on the floor. And if you want to try out a class, you can't just like try out one and see how it is. Come watch, and if you like what you see, then when the next session comes up, you can sign up for the next session through Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. My other class is on Saturday mornings from 10 o'clock to 11:30 at William Beans Community Center in Suitland, Maryland, off of Diana Drive, maybe a mile or two away from the Census Bureau. Same thing with that class. We no longer let people just come in and try it out or whatever. If you see me do what appears to be somebody who's coming to try out the class, it would be because it's someone I already know. They already have some martial arts experience. They're probably in another class in park and planning system. That would be the only way that it would appear to do that. Or they're actually a former student or something like that. It's the I don't know you, totally uninitiated. They my supervisor's just telling me no, and you're just going to have to be patient and sign up and come in. But you can always watch though. You can always come by and watch. If the people at the front desk allow you to watch the class, you can watch the class. If the people at the front desk don't allow you to watch the class, you can't watch the class. It's just that simple. Most people, either at the Tuesday night class or at Saturday morning class, if you've got a rec center card from Prince George's County, see if I've got mine in here. If you've got a rec center card and your membership's up to date, they may let you peek in at a class or something that's going on, even if they don't necessarily let you participate. So just get you one of these. Okay. Get you one of these at the desk. Make sure that it is current so that you can use the center. And they'll probably let you know, go look and see, ooh, they got tennis over there. Oh, they've got golf. Oh, they've got Zumba over there. If you stuck with me this long, if you want to know what in the heck kind of martial art do I do, is he doing? Is he talking about? What I teach, I call Cecil Ryu Taekwondo. What in the world is that? You've heard of Taekwondo. Taekwondo is basically known for punching and kicking. Some people call it Korean karate. That term may offend some people from Korea. I apologize, but especially the particular Taekwondo that I do, it is not the type of Taekwondo that's called Tang Sudo. Although I do have a background in that, just not up to black belt, like black belt candidate in that, but I didn't get the black belt in that. It is built around a lot of karate movements. It's not the type of taekwondo that you see in the Olympics, but it is very karate-like. So you'll see some punches and kicks, some a few takedowns, some jump kicks, but we don't know how to do flipping and tricking because I never learned how to do tricking. I learned how to do what I call pre-tricking, which is basically some 360-degree aerial jump kicks that I know I have no business doing at my age. And even though I can do them, I feel like it's just an ACL tear waiting to happen. So I just do them enough to keep them so I can do them under adrenaline and so that I can teach them to you. So yeah, I can do them. Do I do them all the time? I might if I set it up right. So that's punching and kicking. What makes it Cicereo is that you also are going to get some cross training in an art called judo. Judo is Japanese. Judo is known for throwing and pinning. It's where they wrestle with each other with those big, fluffy, puffy, thick coats on. Judo is also in the Olympics, much like Taekwondo is in the Olympics. Again, the style of Taekwondo you're going to do is not the Olympic style, although you're going to learn some Olympic style kicking if you hang around with me enough, because I technically have some Olympic rank, but that's not what I say I do. That's not my forte. But I also have a black belt in judo, and your rank is not in judo unless I tell you you have judo rank, unless I'm giving you a judo specific test. But anyway, you will still, regardless, learn how to throw people, pin people, standing up and on the ground, and you will learn how to do joint locks and throws and things of that nature. Okay. So if you're with me, you're doing a well-rounded thing. Now, if you see us sparring, while it may look like MMA, and many people who do MMA have told me that I am MMA, I say that I am not MMA, even though I am mixing martial arts. I am not mixed martial arts because, in my opinion, MMA, mixed martial arts, is a particular competition format now that tends to borrow from Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Some of them have Western boxing. Now, of course, you could come from a background like what I prepare you to do, or even a background that I have myself, and you could do MMA. I wouldn't recommend jumping right in the cage. I would say the smart thing to do would be to get a MMA specific coach so that he or she can tell you how to survive in that environment. Because I don't know if you've ever been in a ring like that or not. I've been in a boxing ring. I've been in a boxing ring. I actually did an amateur boxing contest back in the day. And I've fought karate type tournaments, slash taekwondo tournaments, and judo tournaments all on the local level. The energy is different in each type of environment. So that's probably why that Tai Chi master got messed up that went against the MMA person. If you never stepped in that ring and you're not really fighting for life or death, but you're trying to do a contest, you probably are going to get messed up your first go in there because the energy is different. I don't know if it's the shape of the ring, which is, I don't know if it's the shape of the ring. It may be metaphysically the shape of the ring. I just know every style, when you get in there, the energy is different. And all that energy is different from when you are actually trying to defend yourself. So I think it would behoove you, if especially if you wanted to jump from me to MMA, even if you had beaten up an MMA person in a real fight, which I think you could if you studied under me, if you're a better fighter than he or she is. If you're a better fighter than somebody, it doesn't matter what they say, you want to win. But if you're going to jump in there with somebody who has specialized and trained for that environment, you should specialize and train in that environment. To me, it's like the doy common sense. You don't see me going in there playing golf just because I can swing a wooden sword. You see what I'm saying? Different sport, man. Even if the movements are the same, are very similar. It's a different sport. So your main style will be Taekwondo. That's what your rank is. You will cross train in judo, and you also learn some bits of Western boxing. Now, I've been criticized for saying that, yeah, I teach a little bit of Western boxing, and I say it's exposure because I did an amateur boxing contest because I suck at the heavy bag. Not the heavy bag, I suck at the speed bag. See? And people are like, you can't break the speed bag. Why you say you're boxing? I knocked a guy out in my amateur boxing match, and he was golden gloves. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying it's true. But yet I lost on points, and that's what I say, and I tell you that. And I tell people my boxing teacher felt like the speed bag was a waste of time for me, and I should just go in there and box. He just built on the strengths I already had. I'm not blaming the teacher. I'm just telling you the truth. And then after that, I never hung up a speed bag. Oh well, the speed bag doesn't hit back anyway. Who cares? Yeah, but you know, knowing how to slip and move and not be rigid when you're fighting does come in handy, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Now, I call it blade of grass because to me, it's not quite slipping when you yield to something that's coming at you, even though a lot of people consider it slipping from boxing because you can slip ahead of a technique. To me, blade of grass is something that where you can't slip ahead, you have to match tempo because you have no choice. But again, that was born from the boxing training. So yeah, if you're with me, you got some exposure to boxing. I wouldn't step to Mike Tyson, but you've got some exposure to boxing. You also want to get some exposure to Kyusho Jitsu. Kyusho Jitsu, if you don't know what that is, a lot of people think of that as, the pressure point stuff. They think it's magical. Ooh, if I hit him here on his arm, he dies. It's not quite that literal most of the time. Yeah, if you hit someone in an artery, if this happens to be on an arm, of course you could kill them because you're hitting them in an artery. Duh. You know, a lot of critics of Kyusho Jitsu say if you're going to try to find that pinpoint accuracy, and when somebody's trying to knock your head off, you're probably going to get beat up. And they have a point. That's why stuff like that is saved for later, or it's kind of sprinkled in as you go. Because, in my opinion, you have to have a foundation to lay that stuff upon. So your foundation with me is going to be your taekwondo. It's going to be your foundation. Second layer of the foundation will be your judo. Layer after that would be some of your Western boxing or anything else I've studied. And then on top of that would be your Kyusho Jitsu. And overcompensating it all should be good character. And since I'm Catholic, God, Jesus Christ. So you will rarely hear any religious views espoused except for 2 times when you say the student creed, and if you hear or you become an instructor, you hear or say the teacher's creed. And I just hope that you will all act Christ-like. Another thing, since I'm going live, I'm just going to keep talking, is do you teach adults? Yes. Yes, I teach adults. Yes. I teach adults. Yes. Am I old? No. Is my child too young? Yeah, your child might be too young. Am I too old? No. If your doctor says you can do it, I'll let you do it. I don't see any adults in there, do you? Because they didn't sign up that session or they had to work. The number one reason why there are no adults in my classes a lot of times is because adults have to work. I gotta work. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even be doing this video right now because I gotta go to work tomorrow. I have to work. It's hard enough for me to continue to do this stuff because I gotta work. Work is interfering with my practice, man. And I want to get mad about it, but to be honest, just to keep it for real, be 100. I mean, when I work overtime, I get paid more than I get paid to go through my forms or to even teach my classes. So if it wasn't for the love that I have for it, man, it just wouldn't happen. Or that I don't realize the physical benefits and health benefits, man, it wouldn't happen. I could be perfectly content at this point, just maintaining what I've got and working and not teaching in class. But I'm at the point of the journey now where we're supposed to give back. And hey, man, it's not going to continue if we don't continue it, right? That's just with anything. So, yes, I teach adults. Yes, I teach children. Yes, I teach women. Do you have a women only class? No. Would you? If I get enough people who actually commit and they're coming regularly, and then I can separate out women, then I can separate out adults, then I can separate out this, then I can separate out that. I used to have a toddler class. Don't have one anymore. The toddler class, I started that toddler class as now at Temple Hills Community Center. All that's been taken over by someone else. But I did that. Yes, I did. And, 30 minutes. That was all. 30 minutes once a week, more than enough for a toddler. They don't have the attention span. Stop trying to get your child that's not 6 years old to be able to sit through an hour and a half class. It is torture for him or her. I don't care what their special needs or disabilities may be. They're still a child. It's torture. If they're not constantly having fun, man, they're not going to be into it. And if I make it all Barney the dinosaur to try to cater to somebody that's like 4 or 5, I'm going to alienate everybody that's 6 and up. Okay. So my thing is, if you bring someone in, if I'm going to let the rule slide to where they can be under 6, a parent has to be in there with them. I used to say if they had an older sibling, that would be fine. I'm not going to even do the older sibling thing anymore. unless with the exception of people that I've grandfathered into that. No, mama or daddy or mommy and daddy have got to be in it with the child, not just siblings anymore. Because the child, guess what though? The really little tiny ones, if mom is doing it, they'll do it. If daddy's doing it, they'll do it. Bring the whole family in. If you don't see me teaching a family, it's not because I don't teach families. It's because the family didn't come in, probably because daddy had to work. So if there's a you don't teach whatever people, it's because they didn't sign up. I don't care what race you are. I don't care how old you are. I do care how young you are for reasons stated. And that's it. I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care how much you don't weigh. I don't care how much you bench press. I don't care if you've got prior training. I don't care if you know more than me. I certainly don't care if you know less than me. If you want to be in my class and you sign up and you are allowed to do so by the Maryland National Capital Parking Planning Commission, you may do so. Now, if you come in the class, you're disruptive and all this other stuff like that. That's different. That's you removing yourself from the class. That's not me excluded. Now, actual things that I really don't teach per se, weapons, I don't. The community center, it's just don't. I just can't bring a weapon in there. I've even tried to bring wooden dials in there from Home Depot. Not where I'm teaching at now, but at other places back in the day. People get a little antsy about that. They hear the word weapon, so it's just like no. And you know what? At some other rec center classes, they may be doing it. I can't speak for them. I can't say whether they can or can't. I'm just telling you about my headaches. When I do it, it's like no. So no per se. However, if you would actually stick around with me after you get your black belt, you'll get some weapons training. Now, see, let me let you in on a little martial arts secret. Just because we teach one style doesn't mean we don't know others. So just because you see it's Taekwondo at the top of the screen, it doesn't mean that I have no ground game. It doesn't mean I've never shot a gun before. It doesn't mean I've never handled a knife. What I teach is what I teach. And I have very strong reasons for what I teach. One reason why I go unarmed, well, first of all, two reasons. One, that's how I was taught. So I teach what I was taught. And number two, now that I'm still, when it comes to weapons, I'm still at a student level. So, but I can't carry, I individually, I cannot carry a weapon. I cannot carry a weapon where I work. Wherever I work, maybe it's because I'm a 6 foot black man. 6 foot black man can't have a self-defense weapon. He can't have a keychain defender without somebody panicking. 6 foot black man can't do that. Now that doesn't mean I hate anybody or I'm anti anything. This is reality. The reality of the situation is I can't get away with it. So I have to come up with something else to do. Now, if you say that makes me an ist practicing an ism, that says more about you than me. I'm just being realistic. Hey, I can't run the 100-yard dash like Usain Bolt. I'm just being realistic. I'm not going to the Olympics for playing basketball. I'm just being realistic. I'm not going to be a world-class chef. I'm just being realistic. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm just telling you the truth. So I'm not going to encourage you to carry a weapon. I'm not going to tell you not to, but I'm not going to enable you to carry a weapon. I'm not going to have you build your game plan around a weapon. What I will tell you is learn how to use a weapon on your own time. Absolutely. I can't cover every single thing in class. But if you would stick with me long enough to get a black belt, I can start showing you the 12 Eskrima angles that I've learned. And I see why we had to go outside. We had to, when I learned the Eskrima pattern, we had to go outside in the dark. I'm not lying. And now I know why he did that. I trusted him. I trusted my instructor at the time. I ain't think I was going to end up being carved up or anything. You know who you are. I trust you. I still trust. I still think you're one of the best martial artists walking on the earth. I'm saying this even though I'm no longer your student. So now you know I have no ulterior motive. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who you are, dude. You bad, man. You got it. You got soul. But anyway, let me stop. Let me stop being a fanboy for this guy, even though he totally deserves it. He's awesome. Anyway, yeah, we had to go out and then under trees and stuff because they probably would have tried to, arrest him or something like that. Oh, weapon, no. So he could show me a 12 move form. And then after class, we talked. Now remember, if you're striking, you hit. If you're doing it with a knife, do it like you're slicing. And he gave me tips and advice on how to practice that. So I learned it. But if I'm not teaching you that right now, when you're a green belt or whatever, it's because dude, get your stance together. You still don't know what front stance is. And I'm using it English. I'm not even using Korean or Japanese for a lot of terms, and you still don't know what a front stance is. No, you're not going to learn a 12 pattern knife strike pattern from me when that's not my specialty. That's not my forte. My forte is you getting your basic moves down. I say down block, you say what? And it's not because I'm rocking the mic. No, you're not going to learn that. And if that hurts your feelings, then it just hurts your feelings. At the same time, though, you could go, well, that school teaches that right off the bat. So that's what you should do. Just go take it over there. And I don't have a problem with that. Oh, yeah. I don't care if you train with other people. My thing is, if you say you're going to do something with me on a particular date, I expect you to be there. That's it. I don't care who else you train with. It doesn't bother me. But if you say you're going to be here at a particular date and I'm depending on you for something, I would like for you to be there because you said you were going to be there. That's it. That's it. I can be that noble and uncaring about it because this is not my primary or direct living. Now, I do think I make the money that I make because of martial arts, meaning because I'm giving here. The reward and blessing can come from wherever. But because I'm sowing the seed here, and even if God can't give me that money back here, He's still going to give me it back through like my primary job as a software tester. Or sometimes, man, like people have just like given me stuff or just helped me out. So, you know, as we sow, so shall we also reap. That's anyone. So that's pretty much it in a very long nutshell. I teach on Tuesday nights, Saturday mornings. Tuesday nights for Marlboro Community Center. Thursday mornings, William Beans Community Center. I'm sorry, Saturday mornings, William Beans Community Center. What do I do? It's Taekwondo, cross training in judo, exposure to Western boxing, exposure to Kyushu Jitsu. Not a weapons based system. So you don't get to learn weapons before you get your black belt. But if you really want to learn weapons, if you get the other stuff down, like if I ask you your forms and you can do them up to your rank right off, then I might make an arrangement with you to do a weapon type thing. Even if I have to bring in, if I can't bring it, if I feel like, oh, they're gonna spaz if I bring in a stick for it to be a staff. And I'm talking like it's not even a weapon. It's like you can go to Home Depot and buy a wooden dowel. That's not something that should cause a panic. It is a stick. A stick. I mean, you can go in a janitor's closet and get a mop handle. It's just a stick. You know, if I can do that without getting a stick, I use that to be a wiffle bat or something, or just get a long cardboard tube and go through the motions that way. Okay, or one of those long spongy things. I'll use that to show you some of the techniques. If I can't even bring in a training knife, then I'll just get a empty water bottle. This will be our knife. since someone wants to freak out because I have a training knife that's for training and it's not real, we'll work with this. I've worked with this before in class. What is that? It's a knife. It's a bottle of water. It's a knife. Why are you? It's a knife. Because if I bring in a training knife, somebody's going to say he's stabbing people by the time it gets blown out of proportion. You learn your screamer strikes with this. And then you're going to have to go home and practice it yourself. Okay? You're going to have to go home and practice that yourself. Like I did. And if you keep practicing it, you'll start recognizing, like, oh, he's doing strike number 3. Okay? You'll learn your knife disarms on this because this isn't a knife. But at the same time, though, somebody, if they have a glass bottle, they could break it over your head or break it and then cut you with it. So it's not like this is directly, this is useless. Okay? So that's the deal, and that's that. So I have talked enough. Didn't think I was going to talk this long. So if you want to know where my classes are and what my classes are, hopefully this video answers your questions. If not, then you could just, you don't have to text me and call me or something. And if I have time, I'll call you. Oh, another thing, if I answer the phone and you don't think it's me, it's me. It's usually me answering my phone. If I sound different on the phone, it's because I'm in a corporate environment and I have to talk very calmly and use the most corrective English, or else they will assume I'm incompetent. Okay? So thanks for watching my video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. And peace. And now I better go to bed because I have to go to work. Thank you.